Yo, what's up guys? We're back with another deck profile. This is my first place pure Mitsu list that I took to the Chaos Origins sneak peek this past weekend at my locals. I ended up going undefeated. I went up against Kewl round 1. Round 2 I played against Hero. Round 3 Doomz. And then the final round was against Radiant Typhoon. I 2-0'd everyone besides Kewl round 1. I did go to a game 3 on it. But I felt like the deck was really strong. It's my first time that I've ever piloted the deck. I really didn't have any competitive decks laying around, to be honest. And I had bought 3 of these structure decks when they came out. So I was kind of going through bulk, deciding on what I wanted to play. And I was like, I have literally everything for Mitsu, so I might as well just throw it together. So I kind of learned the lines over the last like 2 or 3 weeks. Obviously I've played against the deck tons at like events, so I kind of got the general idea. It was just more of like learning the lines myself to not mess them up, but the deck felt really good. Obviously the main issue is consistency, and there's a new card that came out in Chaos Origin, which I'll touch over when we get into the deck profile. But yeah, we'll hop right into it, and I'll kind of go over my theory as to my approach on the deck as we go through it. But it's the one Haba, obviously it's the heart and soul of the deck. 3 Mirakumo. I did want to max out on this because I feel like this deck's problem is consistency, and just maxing out on engine really helps. This helps with like your 2-card combos, and you really don't mind seeing this going second in like your opener to just like play into a board. This card is obviously insane. It was awesome through every single game. The 3 Aramasa for consistency. Forgot the Futsu, the Saji, the Kusanagi, and then I also played double Lamia. I made the deck to where it has 16 1-card starters technically, so Lamia helps fill that role. With those numbers of 16 1-card starters, you're just shy of 95% consistency opening, and that doesn't account for like your 2-card combos bringing like the consistency to like a really, really sweet spot of like, I think it was like 96 point something percent, but basically where you want to be. And that's exactly how the deck felt every round. I felt like I didn't need, like I wasn't missing any pieces to like be able to combo or push through boards, because I had, 3 to 4 engine cards, and then you really only need like 1 non-engine going second or first to kind of slow what your opponent's doing, because your main engine kind of handles everything else just fine. So that was my thought process on these two. And then I have the cards are a little mixed up here. I have the 3 prayers, obviously, the triple ritual, another card that some people play at 2, but again, just helping my 2-card combos. There's a lot of times where like my Haba would get ashed, but I would open this and then it literally never mattered. I think that happened like 2 or 3 times. This is the new card that came out. It's Ragged Records of Rights. Basically it works like the other way of pre-prep. You reveal any of your, you reveal your Mitsurugi ritual, and then you can add any of your ritual monsters because they specifically mention Mitsurugi ritual. So it's just 3 more Haba, really. That's all it is. Or like you can add, if you already have your Haba, you add a Mirakumo in that case. But and then the 3 pre-preparations of Right, and the 1 mirror, obviously, and the trap. That's everything for engine, I believe. I mean, I count prosperity as engine, but it's without the prosperity 25 engine, and then with the prosp it is 26. But we'll keep going here. It's the 3 Fuwa and the shifter. I basically just wanted to play high impact cards that are going to limit what my opponent does for their end board, because that's where this deck really, really excels, is playing into those half boards and just like limiting your opponent. I only saw shifter once, but it was post side, so I had Dimensional Fissure in hand, so I had never needed the shifter. And yeah, outside of that, I never opened it, or I sided it out because against like Doomz and Radiant Typhoon, it doesn't do anything. But if you draw it against anything else, it's an auto win. Super Poly was cracked. This really helped like win a lot of games that I was just like didn't feel like I could play into like boards. It really helped. I have only 2 Fallen in the Virtuous. It's more of a card that I wanted to like didn't mind opening going first to either set as part of my end board, or like if my normal summon like little reptile guys get like imperm or like veilered, I can chain this to get them off the board, because as long as I can get to Haba, I can still full combo. So it just felt very versatile. Is obviously anyone that's played Yu-Gi-Oh like the last 6 months knows how versatile this card is. And it filled its role just fine. It did pretty good. The one called by to help you play through Droll, that's the only thing that this deck cannot play through. And then your 16th one card starter, but it also serves as like at your end of your combo, it can also be non-engine. You can dig for something. And then you play the 3 impulse. This card was also insane all day. Like going second, opening 2 felt so nice to like stop your opponent. And then when it goes back, when you start your turn, just having like an additional like thing to say no to, because a lot of decks are like summoning on your turn. So that felt really good. Definitely liked the non-engine. 14, I guess 15 with the prosp. I really didn't feel like I needed more than that, because as long as I can play, like I said, the deck will win on its own. And then for our links, I just played these 3, really all you need. I never made the Dynamondo, but you do need it. I made Mask and IP and SP pretty often. I play the Dugaris as like part of your going first combo, because you like get your 2 level 4 reptiles and then you just dig for non-engine. I did play the Gallengranite, but I actually sided the nib. I didn't really like the thought behind a nib in the main, which I guess like if you have nib plus full combo, your board can't be broken, but I felt like any non-engine could kind of fill that role of nib, and nib just didn't feel that great into a lot of matchups. So it's just there for like siding patterns, like decks that don't care about shifter. Then I'll put the nib in to search that, because then at least that does some sort of role into my opponent playing into my board for shifter literally doing nothing. Baguska, it helps against like Cool Tune, but I never got to summon it, but I think you do still need it. The Exciton for going second, I never made it. Marikuma kind of does this already in engine, so this never came up, but it's nice to have. Sky Crisis never came up. Mud Dragon came up twice. Against heroes, I set a dark monster and then I super polyed their Dark Law away. And then against Doomz, I set a Fua going second, and then I got rid of like their big towers guy with a Fua for Mud Dragon. So this card was really good. Garura never came up, but you do need it. This should have been a sea monster of Theseus or whatever it's called. I just don't have one, so I figured there'd be like a lot of like end boards with 2 dark monsters, specifically Cool Tune, because they'll end on Remix and Zaylin, which are both darks if I'm not mistaken. I guess Mud Dragon kind of fits that role, but just like an extra like target, for random matchups. The Dragon That Devours Dogma versus Branded. I didn't play Branded, but yeah, just to have it. There was a couple people on it, if I'm not mistaken. And then I played the Albion, and this is supposed to be Ecclesia. I actually sold it after the tournament, so it was Ecclesia and the Dark Dragon, and then the Albion. But really, you really don't need it. Like, it is a good card to have, obviously, but you can just play 2 of these to just replace your Fallen the Virtuous to make sure that they're always live. And then Millennium Eyes Restrict. This was in here to counter Droll going first, because again, that's the only card you cannot play through. And that's in the side deck, which we'll hop right into. I played 3 Ash. I kind of wish this was something else. Like, you don't really care for the Ash. I guess I made siding patterns a little bit easier, because like if the deck you're playing against doesn't have any issues like against Dimensional Fissure, then you just throw in the Ash as like a generic cover-all card. But I don't know, maybe I need to go back and like think about what else that could have been, because it just never came up, and there were situations where like I said, I just wish it was something else sometimes when I was siding. The nib for if I have to try to side out the shifter going first, and then the instant fusion for the Millennium Eyes Restrict, so that way you can play through Droll. And then for going second, it's 3 Lava Golem. I cited these in a lot, but I never saw them. I felt like I was playing into the boards so well that it honestly never even mattered anyways, but it's good to just have. You don't really need your normal summon. You can side out like double Lamia, which is like your main normal summon, and then like 1 of something else. The 1 Wosu, this I did search this against Doomz game 2, and after I searched it, my friend, he did concede because that was the out to his board. I did Fua him, so he ended on just the 1 big guy. So this card is really good. You could main it, but I just felt like I didn't really need it, to be honest. A lot of people swear by it, and like I said, I'm new to like piloting the deck, and in my mind it just didn't seem like I really needed it. And then just like your generic kind of board breakers, which they both came up against almost, I think I saw them every time I sided them, and they all did really, really well. But yeah, that's really it. The only thing that I want to highlight though, really is that like the Ragged Records of Rights, I did manage to pick up 3 before the tournament started, and I never once saw this card, so I really don't have any input on how like actually good it is. It does recycle itself, so a lot of people like say you only need 1 or 2, but I think just a 1 card starter is too valuable to this deck that you should just be playing 3. And I don't really like Pot of Extravagance, because I really value the utility that an extra deck provides, even in a deck that doesn't necessarily need it. I would rather not banish cards for like possibly getting a starter, whereas this guarantees a starter, and it does add itself back, so it's like discard fodder if you don't really need it after that turn 1, for like a super poly. But I think you should play 3. I just unfortunately didn't get to see any. But yeah, let me know if you have any comments, any feedback. Again, first time piloting the deck, so I think there was a lot of lines that I could have done a little bit better, but the engine is really, really forgiving. So like, if you're like kind of unsure like as to what you want to play, you haven't really tested a lot in like the meta, like this deck really helps like someone that hasn't been too involved with the game, which I unfortunately haven't with life and everything. So yeah, I appreciate any comments or likes, and we'll catch you on the next one, guys.